So the Social Democrats want to lower the voting age from 18 to 16. And I mean, obviously, the first question you're going to ask yourself is, like, why? There's probably under 10 countries throughout the entire world that have their voting age at 16. And now all of a sudden, we want to reduce it to that. And you kind of go, like, makes no sense. I mean, I presume we're going to let them, drink beer as well, at 16 years old. No. They're way too young to drink. Oh, but they're old enough to be able to go out and vote? Yeah. Oh, okay. Presume social media and all that kind of. No. We're actually banning social media for under 16s. But the day they turn 16, yeah, they can go out and vote. So they can go out and formulate and be pivotal about the kind of policies that our Irish government are going to form for the people here in Ireland. We're going to allow them to vote on that, but they can't use social media up until the day before they're allowed vote. Well, I presume they're going to be able to drive cars on their own and be able to do all that kind of stuff. We lower that. No, that's way too dangerous. What, we don't trust them to drive a vehicle, but we're going to trust them with the future of the government going forward in Ireland? I mean, at some stage you have to ask yourself, what in the name of God is going on with either the government or the opposition? And secondly, surely we deserve better at this stage. No? Am I the only one who's thinking this? That we deserve a more competent government and we deserve a better performing and functioning opposition to hold the government to task? We had a former senator and now current MEP who turned around and says, listen, when I said back in 2022 that there are 9 genders, I don't think that evidence would stand up nowadays. Well, it never stood up. But the problem was that everybody was such a coward that nobody turned around and said, Regina, do yourself a favor, sit this one out, will you? So 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it was 9 genders, at least 9 genders. And now, no, that evidence, and I use that word very, very loosely, that evidence wouldn't hold up today. We had a Sinn Féin TD who turned around and said it's common sense and great to see that the Supreme Court in the UK has now said that trans women are in fact not women, only to come out a day or two later to say, actually, I take all that back. It's not common sense and trans women are women. I mean, at what stage are we saying enough is enough? We can propose a referendum on this after we had a referendum on to remove woman and mother from the Constitution, but we can't hold a referendum on the amount of illegal immigration that is flooding this country. We can't hold a referendum on something that the government know they will lose on, but we can come up with these harebrained ideas that the youth of today should be allowed vote at 16 years of age. It's absolute insanity. And why are they coming out? It's a distraction. That's what you'll hear. The likes of these conspiracy theorists, guys, it's a distraction because we're all talking about this and we're not talking about our housing crisis or the healthcare system that's in an absolute shambles, the cost of living crisis, the price of energy, everything. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the amount of different genders. And in fairness, at this stage, maybe there's a little bit of merit to that because that's all we are talking about. Nobody is holding the government to task. Nobody is holding them accountable. And at what stage, do we? But, why are they coming out with this? Well, maybe it's because, we can groom and manipulate and get into kids' minds so that they will actually come behind and back our party when we come up with these harebrained ideas of that there are 72 different genders or whatever it is about climate change or whatever it is we want done. If we get them young enough, we can indoctrinate them and we can get them thinking on our way, and it's a great way to get votes. You can also see the merit that people are now turning around and going, well, most people don't vote, but if we can get a cohort of 16 and 17-year-olds on the ballot box, now we've got more free votes that we can go in and use. I don't believe that one, but I can understand why people will start to think it, because how did some of the politicians get the amount of votes they got in the last elections? I mean, it's beyond me as well, but maybe it's legit or maybe it's not, but I don't know. But these ideas that they're coming out with is absolute insanity. We're going to reduce the age of the voting of the people of Ireland from 18 to 16, even though there is less than 10 countries throughout the world where this is allowed. Why? Why would you want to do that? Why are you, if this is the only thing you can come up with within opposition, Is that the best you have? Is that why you will only ever be in office? Maybe you don't actually want to be in power. Maybe you're quite happy with your Monday to Friday 9 to 5 job, going in there, talking a bit of shite every now and then, knowing that you will never get elected, but you will always maintain your job. Huh? Isn't it incredible how the public sector decide how everything goes on for the private sector, yet the private sector can never hold the public sector accountable for anything? Listen to the only place we can hold them accountable is with our vote. But listen to what they're coming out with that. They sat in a room, imagine them, the Social Democrats sat in a room and said, what is currently going wrong in the country of Ireland that we need to desperately fix right now and hold this government to task? One guy puts up his hand and goes, I know, we need to reduce the age of voting for the people of Ireland from 18 to 16. That's it. That's the most important thing that needs fixing. I do. At times, I do. By the way, this is windburn from out. I know there's one or two people saying, oh, you've got blood pressure and all that kind of shit. On a boat the other day, all day, this is windburn. Don't be saying I've got blood pressure, but I do rant. I do. This is why actually my blood pressure is perfect. Because I get it all out of me. But at this stage, I don't blame anybody for coming out with the most ridiculous conspiracy theory in the world, because the government are actually leading you down that path to come out with these freaking ideas. I don't believe in half of them, by the way, but I'm just saying, nothing surprises me anymore when somebody comes out with something that might sound absolutely ridiculous. You kind of go, well, do you know what? I don't blame them for thinking that way, because let's reduce the age of voting from 18 to 16. Never mind all the serious shit that's going on there in the country. No, don't worry about that. This is what we must hold a referendum on to get this one over the line. It's absolute preposterous. It's insanity. It's harebrained. And I genuinely think the people of Ireland, the hard-working people of Ireland, fuck me pink, surely we deserve better than this. No? Is it just me? As always, guys, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Is this just the way of the world that we're just going to have to accept that they're just fruitcakes? They just come out with absolute ridiculous ideas and we all just got to clap hands, dancey, shake along and everybody fucking get on with it, because this is where we're at and it's never going to improve and it's never going to change. Are we just supposed to accept this and just go along with it? Yeah, sure. Let's go along with your referendum and let everybody under 16 vote, or up to the age of 16 vote. Like, it's just, let me know. Let me know what you think. As always, love subscribing, love when you click like, particularly love all the comments. I put all this stuff up on YouTube now. It's getting a huge reaction as well. Feel free to subscribe onto my YouTube channel as well, and really appreciate all 25,000 followers on TikTok. I have a funny feeling sometimes they're actually probably trying to shut me down a bit, because I was picking up thousands upon thousands. Seems to slow down a little bit. I know, maybe I'm wrong. Another crazy conspiracy theory. Anyway, let me know what you think. Should we let a 16-year-old who's not allowed on social media up until the day they turn 16, who's not allowed to drink a beer, who's not allowed to drive a car on their own, should we now allow them to vote and decide the future of the country on government policies? Is that something we want to do? 16 years of age, they barely know how to wipe their own ass. They can't even dry themselves properly coming out of a fucking shower. And they can't even bloody get up on time or remember what you just told them to do 2 minutes ago. Well, that's what my kids were like anyway. They don't even remember anything you told them 30 seconds ago. And now we want to let them vote. I tell you what, 'tis a great country, really, isn't it? Have a fantastic day. Let me know what you think.